Goody, 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 everyone! This is Dayhawk, bringing to you my take, my review of Kamen Rider Revice episode 46. 4 episodes left. 4 episodes left, and it's gonna be very tough to say goodbye, but Kamen Rider Geats is coming sometime in September, believe it or not. Yeah, September. I could be wrong about that, but it's gonna be September 4th, if I remember correctly. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna give you the highlights of this episode because I assume that you guys already seen it already, and there's some things about this episode I got a little bit confused, and after watching it for the second time, and I took notes, I'm like, I'm still confused. For instance, I'm not really confused, but it's just this is something I needed to point out. Remember when Weekend Mama and her soldiers were shooting at the demons while trying to let the civilians, run? It's strange because I keep telling you guys during that review that these guns don't work on the supernatural, right? And yet you have Hiromi playing as Hawkeye meets Green Arrow. He shoots one arrow at one of the demons and ends up getting killed. The demon, mind you, not Hiromi. And I'm like, wait a minute. You have people shooting guns, bullets at these supernatural beings that doesn't really faze them at all. But when Hiromi shoots an arrow at one of them, they're effective. It may be nitpicking, but come on. I'm like, a gun does not work, yet a bow and arrow can. Well, it's Hiromi. No, it doesn't matter who it is. It's a bow and arrow that can kill monsters, and a gun cannot. It's yeah, okay, all right. A little bit of a rant there, but come on, guys. Like, think about it. The highlights is Giff is giving the children the choice of being the first Adam and Eve family and, ruling aside Giff in this new world order or the extinction of humanity. And obviously our heroes is going to choose option 2, and Ikki apparently does not remember what a bath is. And when you have a main character who doesn't know what a bath is, something is seriously wrong. And Vice is like, his memories are getting worse. Like, he doesn't know what a bath is. It's like, and poor Vice, he's very concerned now because his memories are getting wiped out every time they use the powers, and already Ikki is at that point where she doesn't know what a bath is. I'm like, crap. And then of course, you have Sakura and Lovey. And Sakura, why are you yelling at Lovey for? Like, why are you yelling at everybody with Tamaki and Hana? And it's just like, why? And of course she is like concerned for her. Like, she views Lovekov as weak, cannot defend herself, and she assumes that cut on the back is like something to do with an injury, but later on it's discovered that it's not. And Hana, I feel like Hana has become the voice of reason for everybody because she tried with George, telling him that you need to talk to your father before he passes because he's not going to survive the day And you see Hana in this case where she is putting her foot down and just tells Sakura, look, your head is not in the game. You're worried about Lovey, and when you're concerned about one thing, you're not focused of the matter in hand because you're focused on something else. And because of it, I nearly got killed. You're gonna get yourself killed, me killed, or everybody involved in this fight, killed. Like, get your, like, fix your stuff, okay? And listen to Lovekov because she's trying to tell you something and you're refusing to listen. And I'm happy that Hana is like, just like putting her foot down. And Sakura is just, I don't know, at this scene when she's just yelling and screaming at her and yelling at Hana, is just like, what's going on with you? Like, this isn't you at all. You're usually the calm one, but in this case you're like, why are you out there? Why are you trying to fight, protect me, all that stuff? But it's like Hana's like, shut up and listen. Shut up and listen to Lovey because she's trying to talk to you, but you right now are refusing to listen. And the key was like everybody has a loved one or loved ones to protect, and that's the key. And that leads into later on. What else? Oh yes. Hiromi is seeking George for help, and you see him. He's a mess. He's just busy working on his top secret research, which we all know what he's working on. And Hiromi is like, will you help us? Because, Giff is about to destroy the entire world, and we're running out of ideas of what to do. And George is like, you don't need my help. I'm busy doing my own stuff. But he tells him that the Igarashi siblings can perform miracles. And then he gives Hiromi a bow and arrow. And that's the end of the scene. I'm like, really? That's it? And like I said earlier, it's just, he can't transform anymore, but he figures, well, I can shoot bow and arrow, become Green Arrow or Hawkeye, whatever, and I'll be killing demons with arrows. And again, going back to what I just said earlier, like, what makes a bow and arrow so effective where a gun cannot kill demons? Like, can you explain that to me? And just don't give me, oh, it's Hiromi. Don't give me that. That's just a pathetic reason. Here's the part that I was very confused, and I said this before. I watched this episode twice to make sure, like, okay, how does this make sense? The children are at the spa trying to figure out what in the hell, I can't make physical contact with Giff because the normal attacks don't work on him. And yet when Daiji made that hit the previous episode, it connected. So what's going on? And it turns out that what we thought was his true form, his body, was not really his body at all. His real body is in his realm, and it's actually the Giff coffin that we've seen from the very beginning. That weird statue coffin. I'm like, wait a minute, that is his true body, his true form? And what confuses me even more is when Vice went into his realm, encounters that coffin, destroys it, Giff in the real world did not get affected by it in the way, like, let's say back in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, when Will stabs Davy Jones's heart, and then Davy Jones is like, uh-oh, you can feel the pain because someone stabbed his heart, and then he falls off. In this case, it didn't really affected him, even though when Vice destroyed the coffin, Ikki, made contact with Giff in the real world, so they both attacked at the same time, and yet Giff didn't really get destroyed until all three siblings Ryder kicked him, and he ends up getting destroyed. So I was really confused by it. But the kids, Ikki, pretty much just realized that, is there a possibility that the gift that we're fighting is not his real body? And maybe it has something to do with the cocoons that he released. And maybe his realm is connected. And the plan was okay, we're going to distract Giff while someone goes into his realm and maybe finds something that be able to stop Giff. And Daiji and Ikki just stares at Vice, and Vice was like, oh hell no, why it has to be me? He doesn't want to do it. That was funny, but I mean, yeah, someone has to do it, Vice, come on, don't be a wimp. But I was confused because does Giff have two bodies? Because if he has two bodies, okay, it makes sense. One body gets destroyed while the other, it's still alive, and you be able to do damage to him. But I was really confused. Is there one true body, or there's two? That's my overall question, Okay. Another highlight, Takumi versus Hikaru, which, like I said in the last review, there was no mention of him at all. We had a mention about Papa-san, but we didn't have a mention about Hikaru up till now. And Hikaru, apparently he looks okay, but he gives the driver and the V-stamp to Takumi, so he's now the new owner of those items, and he is the new over-demons. The only issue I have is that why use that particular V-stamp? I wish he could have used the wolf. Hana is using her old B V-stamp to transform. Why can't Takumi use the wolf, and transform that way? But yeah, another hand-me-down driver. I wish personally they will make a new rider for him, because we all knew that Takumi would be a rider eventually. However, I'm guessing it wasn't even in the cards, or maybe Takumi was meant to be a rider, but he was meant to be the second over demons. If that was part of the plan, then okay, by all means. But with 4 episodes left, I mean, it's cutting it too close. It's too close. So Takumi is the new rider. Hikaru, well, apparently he's going to be out of the hospital in the next episode. And again, I don't care about Hikaru. The poor character. It's the wasted opportunity due to poor writing. So Giff attacks, and Giff attacks. You have Hana, Ikki, Vice, and Daiji there, while Sakura and Lovey have a heart-to-heart moment, And here's the important thing about that scene is that, Sakura ends up apologizing to her because, I assume that you were weak, you couldn't defend yourself. I don't see you as a pet, which me personally, I didn't see any I didn't see Sakura treating Lovekov as a pet. I maybe I missed it, but I never had any signs of, treating Lovey as a pet. But she acknowledged that, I don't see you as a pet, but I think I treated you as such. I treated you as like collateral, not maybe collateral damage or something, because she felt like she doesn't have any weapons. She can't fight these demons, so she felt like she needed to keep an eye out while she was fighting herself. But then Lovey was like, I want to be fighting. I want to protect you. I love you. Let me fight, by your side. And then Sakura noticed something in the back, this cut. And then she realized that this cut on the back is not a wound. It's more like she's shedding. She is growing. And she's like, let's fight together this time, Let this be the hour as we draw swords together, so to speak. And Lovey is like, yes, let's go, And then back to the fight, Takami has told Hana, I'm not, aside from protecting you, I'm doing this to atone for my sins, and I'm a new Kamen writer now. He ends up fighting, and Hana's like, first of all, don't look stiff, smile, and secondly, don't get in my way. And Takami's like, okay, sure. And he's sure. And then Sakura comes in, sorry I'm late. And she reveals her new V-stamp. Apparently it changed off screen to the King Cobra. And honestly, her new form looks pretty good. It's a fusion between Lovekov and Sakura's first form. It looks pretty good. No complaints here. She's known as the Invincible Kamen Rider John, and she ends up fighting, and it's all good. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Vice enters Giff's realm, discovers the true body of Giff, or the second body of Giff, and together with Ikki's timing, whatever, Vice destroys the coffin and ends up not destroying Giff, but just doing damage at the same time, because you see in this one particular scene where Vice and Ikki are have their rider kits on the two Giffs. And once that coffin was destroyed, Giff's realm was starting to implode on itself, and luckily Vice escapes. And then, the Igarashi children are together, and now Giff is like, I don't understand you guys, this moment, like, humans are fickle, they're evil, they're gonna drive themselves into extinction. Why are you doing this? And the children are having this speech while they were fighting demons to get to Giff. Giff says, and I quote, "Human devils are such a delicious treat, yet they're such disgusting beings." And Ikki said, maybe you're right, but humans need their devils. And they're fighting, and they go on by saying, we all live to the best of our abilities by facing our demons, by rejecting and resisting their whispers. That's how humans grow. And Giff is like, why? Why continue this because it what it means to be human. It's what it means to be human. We're foolish, we're weak, and we're going to make mistakes. We're all going to do mistakes, but still, that's why we love each other. There are people who can change even if they made mistakes. And there are demons who love these humans too. In the near future, this is Giff, self-destruction awaits humanity. And Ikki said, we won't let that happen. Because I believe in possibilities of humanity, and we have the power to have positive relationship with our demons. Everyone and everyone in the human race can transform. And that's when the family writer kicks Giff, and Giff, in his final words, he said, don't forget that humans will always repeat their mistakes. And he gets destroyed. But before that, well, after that, there's like a ball of light that shoots out negative energy. And it happened after they destroyed Giff. We don't know what that is yet. At the end of this episode, George, we end up discovering what George was working on. He was working on a new driver, and it's at 72%. And he said that I'm not going to rely on the power of devils. And I assume he's talking to his demon right now, because you see a shadow of a demon, in the back. And that was it. That's the end of the episode. Yeah, it was a good episode. I mean, it's a shame that Giff had to be killed off when they have only 4 episodes left. But I get it, because based on what I saw in social media, that I did mention it before, but the way the story progressed, I just dropped it off the table, which is, do you think that George is going to be the last boss, the final boss? And I mentioned this way in the beginning of this Kamen Rider review, and I dropped it since George mentioned that all the things I've done up to this point is not my fault. Igarashi was the one who ordered me to, which I still hate. I don't know why they added that. Only this time, George is not going to be himself. His demon, or his father's demon, is going to be in control for the next 3 to 4 episodes. So he indeed is going to create the perfect Kamen Rider that he dreamed of making. And I wonder how the children and Hiromi are going to deal with George being the final boss. Other than that, that's it. I mean, that's all I can think of. I was confused with the whole Giff having 2 bodies or 1 body. I was very confused. So if you guys in the comments below, can you help me on my confusion? What did I miss? Because I missed what is that coffin in his realm, his true body, or this is just a second body? That's all I'm asking, because I was confused, honestly. And George is, with his grief, allowed his demon to get in control. Hiromi be able to kill demons with arrows. Sakura finally listened to Lovey, and because of that, the relationship grew, literally and figuratively. And now they're working together as a team, just like Ikki and Vice, and Daiji and Kagero, and Tamaki is the new over demons. you know. And Oteka, we don't know what happened to him. I assume he's in jail, and Hikaru is still recovering, and unfortunately nobody cares about him. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it that way, but it is what it is. All right, guys, thank you so much. Tell me what you think of the episode. Did I miss anything? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Tell me everything. Write on the comments below. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe because it helps. Also, there is Kamen Rider merch on my Etsy store, so please, check it out when you can. And 4 episodes left, guys. 4 episodes left. It's gonna be sad to see it go, but all good things must come to an end. Well, guys, thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!